All right, guys, it's finally time that we talk about my calipers. For you old timers, you might remember in the early days of the channel, I was obsessed with behind the edge thickness. I mentioned it in every single review. I had calipers I'd pull out and we'd take measurements right there on camera. Loved that stuff. Then there was a period of time where in every single review I'd say something along the lines of, unfortunately, my calipers are broken, so I don't have exact measurements, but this knife feels very thin behind the edge. Indeed, my calipers were broken. But then even that disclaimer disappeared, and so did basically any mention of exact behind the edge measurements. Every now and again, I'll get a comment from someone asking me, hey, don't you have some calipers? And to those comments, I typically reply, unfortunately, my calipers are broken, which is true. My original calipers are still broken. I have got new ones since, but I don't use them for measuring behind the edge thickness anymore. Sometimes I get comments from people saying, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but what's the behind the edge thickness? And I respond to those comments with, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. Why? Because I don't really care that much about behind the edge thickness anymore. Through all the use that I've done with pocket knives and fixed blades too, I realized that behind the edge thickness is such a minute part of a knife's cutting performance and slicing capabilities. It is a part, it plays a role, absolutely, but spine thickness, I think, is arguably more important. Blade shape plays a huge role. What's your grind? Is it a flat? Is it a hollow? Is it a Scandi? What degree is your edge bevel sharpened to? Is your knife sharpened well? Is it ground well? You can have a knife that's 12 thousandths behind the edge, but if it's wonky side to side, it's not going to cut good. Another thing too is different blades are better for different things. 35 thousandths behind the edge sounds bad to everyone, but what if I'm talking about a chopper, a competition chopper, right? Then it's a little bit different. And so I just have stopped mentioning behind the edge thickness. In all my reviews, we do a cutting demonstration, we do cardboard, we do rope, we do foam, and I've had hollow grinds do horribly with the foam because the transition from the hollow grind to the full thickness of the blade was jumpy. I've had flat grinds that are just too thick to cut through anything. It's a knife by knife thing, and honestly, behind the edge thickness doesn't play that big of a role, so I don't mention it anymore.